finals will begin in just a few minutes. The athletes are all warming up, and at 4:55, the number 1, 2, and 3 seeds will step aside, and that will leave the players for our number 4 and 5 seeds for the final 5 minutes of warm-up. Before we get started, there are a few special people that we would like to recognize. Of course, thank you to the Director of Bowling Operations for Boyd Gaming, Mr. Mike Hoffman, and also the General Manager here at Gold Coast Bowling Center, Mr. Luis Jimenez. These gentlemen and their staff have been gracious hosts this week for us. We'd also like to recognize our USBC Board of Directors, Mr. Ron Moore, and the Executive Director of the United States Bowling Congress, Mr. Chad Murphy. USBC has many wonderful sponsors that help make this event possible. We have a few special thank yous too, of course, the United States Bowling Congress, Kegel, 900 Global, RotoGrip, and Storm. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce you to the players that are going to put on a great show this evening. Our number 5 seed from Sandlin, Washington, Mrs. April Lord-Wittig. Her opponent is the number 4 seed from Fairlawn, Ohio, Miss Ann Coleman. The winner will face the number 3 seed from Colorado Springs, Colorado, Tish Johnson. The winner of that match will face our number 2 seed from Tampa, Florida, Miss Lucy Sandelin. The winner of that match will go on to face our tournament leader from Oregon, Ohio, Jodi Woessner.
Staying warm? I'm bowling. That's bad. And then I put tape in. It's not good.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to BowlTV for our final round of the USBC Senior Queens. We are down to the 5 for the Stepladder finals. This is Jason Thomas, and we've actually got an upgrade in the booth tonight. PBA Hall of Famer Ron Moore with us. Ron, how are you this evening?
Yeah, we're doing great. I hope I can live up to your upgrade standard, but no, this should be fun. No, I'm excited about this. This should be fun.
Yeah, I know you've been here watching a lot this week and had a chance to talk to some of the players with respect to some of the ball choices. I think we might see some different strategies tonight. What were you able to find out in your conversations with the players?
Really interesting. Virtually everyone that I talked to probably threw 3 or 4 different balls throughout the week. On the burn, it seems like the fronts would burn up a little bit and the back ends would tighten up. So they got to figure out how to get the ball through the front part of the lane and still store some power so they can carry. Or do I just settle because I'm okay and I'm going to shoot 205 with my double or turkey and just grind out the rest. So we'll see a lot of options today, I'm sure. We probably won't see a lot of transition during this broadcast, but we'll see a lot of different balls, I'm sure.
Yeah, April Lord-Wittig in her last match went through quite a few different balls before she finally found one that was able to kind of consistently hit the pocket. And Coleman, we saw her bowl a number of matches where she had a really good look late. So I guess the question for her is going to be, can she get that look a little earlier so she can get through, the first couple of matches? Obviously Tish Johnson's the wild card. She's, the only lefty in the finals. And if she has a good look, it could be trouble for the rest of the field. And Jodi Woessner bowled great all week, but in that last match, the 1-2 match, she actually went with a little bit of a different strategy in her ball choice. And that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, and I talked to her about that specifically because she threw the proton physics and the phase 4 throughout most of qualifying, and then late pulled out the 900 Global Wolverine with just a touch of service and really liked what she saw. So I think she feels like she has some really good options that she'll be able to throw, and of her arsenal, one of them will work pretty well for her. But all the ladies that I talked to, it was just great that all of them are just, they're excited to be here, and there's no question about the size of their heart and how much they want to win this event. So it should be exciting as we go through.
And one little quirk of the format is that Jodi Woessner would have to lose twice. If she were to lose the first match, she will get another crack at it, and it's true double elimination format. So she's going to have 2 chances to take home the 2022 USBC Senior Queens title. And speaking of bowling balls, We're going to have 3 bowling ball giveaways for you guys tonight. We've got one from Rotogrip, one from Storm, and one from 900 Global. So you're not going to want to go away between the matches. That's when the giveaways will happen between each of our 4 matches. So 3 bowling balls to be given away tonight. Good luck to everybody watching, and be sure to put your entry in when it comes up. And don't use that time between the matches to use the restroom. You're going to want to stay glued to BowlTV the whole night.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of giving the tournament leader 2 shots at it, because if you've won every 3-game match and then lose a single game, that doesn't seem quite right. So
has that ever happened to you?
Unfortunately, you know,
you still want your rematch with who?
Yeah, I don't remember the particular match, but probably one of those traumatic experiences that you expunge from your memory in a rapid fashion.
Right,
but
exactly.
We've seen that happen quite often, that the tournament leader, they get one shot at it. So I like this idea.
Yeah, it's great. It is. Jodi's been fantastic all week. She's only had a few games under 200 the entire tournament. But Tish, man, she's just been getting better and better. We were looking at her with 2 games left in qualifying, thinking maybe she wouldn't make the top 32, and then she goes 240, 260, and then it just seems like she's gotten better and better as the tournament's gone on.
She has a way of making it look like a stroll in the park sometimes.
Yeah.
In the match just prior to this to determine who the 3, 4, and 5 seeds were. Okay, it's time. I'll step up and I'll shoot 240 the last game. Okay, here we go.
All right, you can see the time ticking down on practice here. We're about to get underway with our opening match. Ann Coleman taking on April Lord-Wittig.
All right, bowling fans, the time has come. Warm-up is now complete. Let's give these ladies a huge, huge round of applause as we start the opening match of the 2022 USBC Senior Queens.
Well, there it is. Here we go. Looks like Ann Coleman will get us underway.
Interesting, as the higher seed, she has lane choice, and I asked her if it really mattered, or if she would pick a lane or wanted to finish first or last, and she said it really doesn't matter. And in fact, sometimes she likes to start the match. She just wants to get that first ball underway. So, in fact, that's what she's doing here. Let April finish first.
Looks good. That is a nice way to start right there. Well, we've seen a lot of different options for April, and let's see what she goes with out of the gate here early. She's been playing the lanes a little further to the left than some of the other players. And can't throw 2 better shots than that out of the gate.
That ball hit pretty hard, and was talking with her, and she just went to a 14-pound arsenal like 2 weeks ago. Wow. Drilled up several new balls and dropped down to 14 pounds. And sure didn't seem to hurt at all on that shot.
No, we did see that she had a lot of different options. Some of the issues I've seen with her is as the matches went on, she would have some trouble carrying, and then she would typically go through a couple of different balls to get a ball to go through the pins right, and that one went through the pins pretty nice.
Wow.
All right, perfect. Through 3 frames so far, 3 shots so far. Let's see if Ann Coleman can keep pace. And stuck with that same ball, it seems like, all week. I don't know what you talked about with her, but I haven't seen her throw anything other than what she's been throwing.
Yeah, this is an altered reality, a 900 global ball. It's pretty shiny out of the box, and she hasn't touched the surface. She's just play with it. It gives her a little bit of hold room left and enough hook because she gets it a little bit right. So that ball has worked really well for her. So doesn't look much different right now. That was pretty close.
Yeah, it seems like she's just controlled the pocket every time we've watched her. The only issue we've seen with her is, some 7-pin and 10-pin issues early in matches. But then as they start to break down a little bit and friction starts to build in, she seems to be able to strike quite a bit. No trouble on the 10. Trails by just 10 pins. We saw earlier Shannon Plahowski was watching and rooting Ann on, fellow Ohioan. And there's that 7-pin we talked about, but that looked pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that was going to reach a little bit better than it did.
And I think if you're her, you've got to be pretty happy right now with the ball reaction, right?
Yeah, I don't think, as impressive as her physical game is, we talked quite a bit about her mental approach to this. And she literally, one of her matches that she won, she thought she had lost. She so distances herself away from the scores of the match that she didn't know she had won until she totaled up the score sheet.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, we almost saw her run down Jodi Woessner earlier. She was down big in that match and started with the front 9, and Jodi threw a double in the 10th to lock it up. But she just seems like nothing's phasing her.
Wow, that surprised me. That looked a little left off her hand, but it stayed there. Nice. Trip to 4-9.
April just hung on in the 4-for-3 match. Made a pretty gutsy ball change about midway through the final game to hold off Carmen Aguilar.
Yeah, April threw a clutch double in the 8th and 9th to force Carmen to come up with a double, and she wasn't quite able to do with it. So.
And she said she's really happy to be here, and said her husband, who's sitting a few seats away from us, is looking forward to winning one of those balls tonight in the giveaway. Looks like another good shot. And gets the 10.
Looks that lane's going just a little bit longer, it appears, but she was able to carry both those shots.
So nobody's missed the pocket yet. April Lord-Wittig perfect through 4. And Coleman strike, 10-pin and a 7-pin. But trying to keep pace here. Another good shot. Another 10-pin. There's really not much she can do. Right? Just keep throwing good shots.
Yeah, she has a good A to B game. It's pretty direct. Nice arm swing. Keeps the ball on line really well.
Scoring pace kind of medium to low this week.
Look out.
Ooh. First miscue from Ann. We actually saw her a couple of times almost throw it in the right gutter on the 10-pin. And that might have been in her mind a little bit and missed inside a target. But the scoring pace kind of medium to low this week. But these are the best of the best. So they have a really good idea in mind of how to hit the pocket. That was a nice shot there from Ann. It's a 41-foot oil pattern. We're using fire, kind of low volume, and a little bit of shape to the pattern. 3.85 to 1 on the right, 3.57 to 1 on the left. But the gutter doesn't really hook very much here. That's what we've seen. Oh, wow. That's about the edge of where the OB is, right? If you miss a little right of that, it never hooks. And so, I think Ann is someone who could play way, way, way to the right. But on this, in this bowling center, the gutter is kind of iffy, right? So she's got to start, 5-6 and keep it tight.
And 3 of the ladies on the show tonight are throwing 14-pound equipment. April is one, like we mentioned. She just went to that a couple weeks ago. Ann is throwing 15. When I talked, it was interesting. I talked to each of them about what got you here, meaning what got you to the step ladder.
Yeah.
And every one of them we talked about, okay, I made this ball change. This is what I threw. This is what I saw on the burn one, that fresh. April's answer was the grace of God. I mean, and she's little. She's very strong in her faith. And she was 100% committed to that. That's exactly what she told me. We never even discussed ball motion, ball reaction, ball changes, or anything. She says that's what got me here.
Okay. That one was a little tighter and another good shot.
Yep. She's played really well so far in these first 6 frames. Everything's online.
Steven Salt saying you're in incredible shape, Ron. I know you do. Yeah, he was talking about the sit-ups and the push-ups that you do. You still doing the routine?
Yeah, well, today was cardio day, so I did 45 minutes on the treadmill this morning and then 125 push-ups. But yeah, I do 4 days a week. I'll do around 600 sit-ups. So my goal is to get somewhere around 100,000 a year. She doesn't seem to get flustered at all. I mean, we talked about that a little bit, about how well she is or how great she is of not letting the moment get too big. I don't pay any attention to the score. I control what I have control over, and we'll see what happens when we're all done. That's got to get up.
Another good shot.
It seems like that left lane is just a little bit longer. You got to get it started up a little sooner.
Yeah, that's really tricky though if you can't change your axis rotation, right?
You have to find some way to get the ball to start on that lane, particularly a foot or two sooner. You can do it with ball speed. You can do it with hand rotation. Maybe move your eyes a little bit to find a little more friction, but you got to find some way to get the ball started a little bit sooner so you can get around the corner in the back. Looks like both of them are pretty good on the right lane.
Yeah.
That left lane is the tricky one right now. I think April carried light twice over there and then flat 10 on the left lane. 10.
Yeah. Nobody's missed the pocket yet, though. Very well bowled match, other than the missed 10 pin by Ann Coleman. That one was in. And April going to pay the price here. She did miss. It seemed like she missed right on the last one where she left the 5 pin. Do you think maybe that was a
just making sure I didn't? Yeah, just as you mentioned, she was right at the edge of the OB.
Yep.
On that lane, I'm just gonna make sure I don't throw it there again. This one here would be a tough call. Do I go for the spare or do I just? Well, she was giving it a run. With the count being so close here now.
Well, it's a new ball game now. Just 19 pin difference. Ann Coleman's max score 226. April's 245. See if she can bounce back here on the tricky left lane.
That's funny. I think I can do.
Steve says, I think I can do maybe 10 on a good day. That's more than me, Steve, so good for you. That one was up and at him a little bit more. Pretty good shot. Leaves a 4 pin though. Seems like the last two shots she hung up in the thumb a little bit to me.
Yeah, she just said in the last couple of weeks she's drilled an entirely new arsenal of 14-pound equipment. So you still could be getting adjusted to the thumb size or get your thumb tape right or whatever it seems to do. But yeah, watching the last match as well, so it seemed to lose it on occasion or hang up a little bit. But there you go.
Do you feel like when your nerves are up, your hand tends to swell and shrink a lot more rapidly?
Personally, I haven't seen that. I've been pretty fortunate. It seems like if I take a break, my hand actually shrinks, and then I have to tape up. If I'm getting ready for a stepladder or something, I end up adding tape. But fortunately, I haven't got the nerve-hand correlation thing going. But that's got a chance.
Another good shot for Ann, and another 10-pin. So all she's left this whole game so far, 10 pins and 1 7-pin. Everything in the pocket. All right, no trouble on that one. That's what I saw the last match. She was right on the edge of the gutter there.
Yeah, then you make the spare and you go, well, that didn't seem that hard. What happened the last time? But yeah.
Well, trying to set up the 10th frame here. Her max score 215. April on a 215 pace. So if she strikes here, she's going to force April to throw a double at some point to shut her out. It's got to hold. Yeah, and that's the first really not great shot she's thrown.
I think that was maybe a combination of I know this lane's a little tighter, and I know the match is close. I need a hit.
Yeah.
So I really need to make sure this one gets there, and a little bit too much.
Well, important to make the spare here. It looks like the 3 pins set a little bit left, and nope, no
Perfect.
trouble.
Nope.
So 202 now, Ann's max score. So April with a couple of marks will take match number 1. Ooh, almost a 4.79. That looked pretty good to me.
And she left the 4-9 late in the 4 for 3.
That's right. And game
to
2.
actually fall behind to be the number 4 person to end up 6th and not make it. But again, she finished strong. So yeah, that one was close. Looks like it got it down a little bit earlier, right? And
you think she might be seeing a little transition?
I would think so, because they've bowled on this for 20 minutes or so prior to the stepladder, and then yeah, it's probably about that time. And it's tough because this house, the house shot, there's a lot of oil in front of the pocket down lane, which is fine if you can still get it through the front. But when the fronts start to go and the ball burns up and there's no energy left in the back and there's a ton of oil down there still. So that's what makes this tricky as they start to see the transition and the fronts start to go a little bit. Okay, what do I do? Do I get out of that zone? Do I change balls? You have any number of variables you can do. Fix the ball speed, figure out something to do. But the transition is tricky here.
Well, any kind of mark here, and April Lord-Wittig will move on to face Tish Johnson. If she opens, Ann Coleman will have a chance to step up and steal the match. It's got a hook. And that's the best kind of mark.
Yes. Impressive shot when she needed it.
So now she's going to get a chance to maybe experiment a little bit. Looks like she's going to stay with that ball. That was the ball that got her here. one she switched to in the 4-for-3 match. That one goes high, but doesn't matter. She's got this one locked up.
I think that one's just hit the one closest to you, and you'll be okay.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
So April Lord-Wittig will move on to face Tish Johnson in match number 2. Great week for Ann Coleman. 5th place finish.
In her first Senior Queens.
Wow. Well, a great game. Only missed the pocket once in 9 shots so far. But it's not going to be quite enough, and we're going to give away a 900 global bowling ball in just a moment here on BowlTV. Tish Johnson's going to come in, get some practice. And match number 2 will come up next. Get to see one of the all-time greats in the sport. Past champion at this event. Got a number of runner-up finishes here as well. She's made the Stepladder finals in all but one appearance in this tournament.
Well, for some reason, why does that not surprise me? Tish is really strong, and yeah, I mean, she's going to be a force to be reckoned with because she won't see much transition other than what she creates herself. And if she can stay ahead of that, as the only left-hander on the show,
All right,
and she's got a pretty good look.
Our 5th place finisher, Miss Ann Coleman. We will now bring over our number 3 and our number 2 seeds, and they will have a little warm-up on the championship pair before we begin our next match.
All right, folks. Robin Graves getting everybody up to speed on the warm-up here. But as I mentioned, we're going to be running a giveaway here on BowlTV. So get your fingers ready. 900 Global Ball of Choice coming up next. And as I mentioned, we'll be giving away 3 bowling balls tonight. 1 from 900 Global, 1 from Storm, and 1 from Rotogrip. Ron, if you were the winner of this raffle, what would you pick?
That's a tough call. Probably a Reality.
Okay.
I'm a bit partial to that because that's the ball that I threw to win my last event. So,
Okay.
but I love that ball. I've thrown it getting to like the altered Reality. I had to touch the surface a little bit of that ball. They're pretty shiny out of the box. I haven't had the good fortune yet to throw the Wolverine, although I've seen good stuff from the ladies here this week. So you got some really good options there. But again, if I was going to pick, it's another Reality for my arsenal. So a ball, it's a ball that I kind of call it's a good news, bad news ball. The good news is it goes where you throw it. The bad news is it goes where you throw it. So.
Sometimes where you throw it, you're saying it's not the best.
Yeah, but when the pattern's a little tougher, you need something to give you a true read, and I like that ball a lot.
All right, well, you heard it from Ron Moore. In a few seconds, it'll be available to enter on BowlTV. So good luck to everybody out there watching. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here from Las Vegas. Got Lucy Sandelin, the number 2 seed, getting a few practice shots as well. We'll see her in the next match after this one. But it is available to submit your entry here on BowlTV. Good luck. 900 Global Ball of Choice.
That's good.
And Gerald, was that Gerald Borho? Gerald Borho won our 900 Global Ball of Choice giveaway. Congratulations, Gerald. Our marketing team will be reaching out to you in the next couple of days to get you your prize. So congratulations. And those of you who did not win, don't worry. There's 2 more coming up. But Tish Johnson getting the last of her practice shots here.
All right, bowling fans, here we are, match number 2 in the Stepladder finals for the USBC Senior Queens. Let's give these ladies a round of applause.
All right, folks, here we go. Match number 2. April Lord-Wittig will step up first.
It seems to be the consensus generally now that the higher seed you'll want to finish first. So that's exactly what Tish opted to do, is have April start the match. So Tish will be able to finish first.
Good break there for Tish.
Yeah, that ball was right off her hand. Looks like she's thrown the reality. She threw the last match as well. Giving her a pretty good look when she gets it off her hand and online.
There you go.
Wow.
That evened out pretty quickly.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Tish is like, hey, if you could just give me 2 7-pins, I'll be good.
Exactly.
Looks like a ball change there for April. And that looked better.
That looked really good. That her shot in the 11th. I'm sure she didn't like it very much and tried it one more time on the first frame of this match. And looked like it just started a little bit too early. So.
Yeah, it looks good on that lane too, Ron.
Yeah, it looked like she lost a little bit at the bottom, and that ball still rolled up really nice. So it's like that's the right ball in her hand for now.
That's always what you like to see when you make a ball change, isn't it?
It's all educated guesses. But okay.
Especially since she didn't even have a chance to get a look at that ball at the end of the last match. It's just a cold guess.
But the best players, they know their arsenal. They're not going to something new because what I have isn't working. They're going to something new because what else I have is better. So you can make an educated guess if you know the relative differences in ball motion that you have in your arsenal, and it looks like she did a great job of that.
She definitely seemed to know that last ball was no longer working. Able to get the 7-10 out this time. And Tish bounces back with a quick double.
And Tish is throwing 14-pound equipment as well.
Yeah, she had knee replacement surgery, and was telling me about her road back. And she said she actually needs one on her other knee as well, but had her push-off leg done first, and has done the rehab and the physical therapy, and has kind of worked her way back. And she looked a little bit kind of stiff on her legs earlier in the week. But it's just been more and more fluid as the week has gone on. Sometimes when one of the greatest bowlers in the world throws a double at you, it's hard to keep striking, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you do your best. You hear them all the time. Stay in the moment. Use the process. Stay in the moment. But in theory, that's great. In application, it's a greater challenge. And you see the best players can do it, but wow, it's tough. You have to be there a few times. Nice shot.
April just looks like she's very calm, but she did say, she's happy to be here. But bowling someone like Tish Johnson, somebody who she's more than likely watched a few times on TV, it can wake you up pretty quick.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, from my own experience, I enjoy bowling against Pete or Norm or Walter, those guys, because they've beaten bowlers way better than me. So there's no shame in losing to them. Right. So you have nothing to lose. You might as well let's shoe up and come on, let's play. And it's fun bowling those guys. That's got a chance.
All right, shakes them up.
Looked like that one surprised Tish. I think she thought she got it off her hand pretty good and it just didn't read.
Yeah, doesn't get the break on knocking the 7-pin out on the first shot and can't make the the split conversion. So Tish will fall 23 pins behind.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but I know a lot of times when I'm bowling matches, I'll look at this and I'll go, let me see, Tish has 230 max. She'll probably miss once somewhere in between, so that puts her at 210.
Yeah.
So if I figure out a way to get to 210, I have a good way to win this match. So, I mean, April's probably not even watching, but that's what I'm looking at. Unless your opponent has a great look and they're at 240 or 250 pace, they're probably not going to go off the sheet from the 5th or 6th. So
Yeah.
you need to figure out their max score and figure out a way to get to something higher than that if they miss once. So that's what I'd be looking at right now. Just make a couple good shots, another double. I'm in good shape.
Well, April went high on this lane the last time up. Don't know if it was just a bad shot or needs to make an adjustment. It didn't look like a terrible shot to me.
No.
Came up quick on that one. That wasn't that bad, it didn't seem.
So I think she wasn't sure either whether it was a bad shot or whether it was a lane, so it didn't make the move that it probably demanded, because I probably threw it better than I thought I did, and it was the lane. So
yeah,
looks like she didn't quite make the move that demanded in that frame. So this is interesting because her opponent just gave her a chance, a break to really take control. And then this, as your opponent, you're watching this, and give it right back to me. But if she makes the spare, this is huge. That's not quite getting good there. All right.
She does get the count, though, so she'll stay a little bit ahead in terms of count. She's 11 pins ahead in the match against Tish. But looks like she's definitely going to need to make a move on that right lane. She did kind of lose her footing on that first shot, but it also looked like she missed it, and it still went high.
Right.
It's got to hook a lot. Got back, just didn't have quite enough pop to get the 7-pin. But she's definitely given Tish a little bit of a chance here.
That's kind of you still get the feeling that Tish is just lurking there, and
Yeah.
somehow she's gonna go high flush or a wall shot or something for a double. You just feel like, oh man.
And she's up quick.
Yeah. yes, she's ready. All right, here we go. She's played this game a lot. Both the mental and the physical side of this. This is what happens now. Yeah.
Get it!
Wow. You heard one of her supporters. You could tell that was a much better shot. Just can't get the 10 to go. Oh man. Wow. I was not expecting that.
No, that is shocking. So April's at 190 pace, and Tish's max is 2-0. So
Tish up quickly. Trying to shake that off. Good shot there. Man, I don't know what to say, Ron. I just can't believe she missed that. But she's got to shake it off. Still far from over. As you said, April just on a 195 pace. Tish still can max out at 192.
Yeah,
so-
now it's 190 max. So figure out a way to make good shots, leave something you can make, and then make it. She
Uh-oh.
didn't, did she?
Wow.
I think on a scale of 1 to 10, that was about 12 of what we expected.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so far,
Wow.
yeah. If she would have doubled right there, it would have surprised no one.
Right.
To miss 2 single pins there surprised everyone in the building.
Wow. Well, with that miss, Tish Johnson's max score 181. April, if she can stay clean the next 3 frames, she'll move on.
Let's see if she makes a move on this line because she's been high twice, and you certainly don't want to give anything back now.
Looks high again. Good break, just leaving the 3-6. So good news for April is that if she can find a way to mark here and get a mark on the left lane, she's going to have a chance on that right lane to figure something out. All right, no trouble on the 3-6. So just continuing to fill frames. This has been her good lane, at least starting this game.
Yeah.
That lane
Still looks like it goes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that works for her right now. So
And she is using 2 different bowling balls. Looks like. Oh, wow. Great break there. 7-10 was up for a pretty long time there. And if she makes this spare and Tish goes off the sheet, she would just need a mark in the 10th frame. But first things first, make the 10 pin. She missed one a little earlier against Lucy Sandelin to give Lucy a pass into the next round in the winner's bracket, but no trouble there. So story is this: Tish Johnson has to go off the sheet to force April Lord-Wittig to mark. If Tish misses on this one or any of the next 2, this match is over.
this has gone light twice on this line. 3-7 and then the 10 pin. This one will get there. It might be a little high, but this one will get there. I'm confident. Yeah. That's the match for practical purposes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm speechless. You just never see someone of Tish's caliber miss 2 single pins back to back to give a match away.
And then of course you make the split. So it's, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She just said the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, Tish, I'm sure doesn't take a lot of moral victories out of a 4th place finish, but given the fact that she just had knee replacement surgery, I think when she looks back on this, she'll say it was a good building block for her.
Yeah, absolutely. It's much easier in retrospect. Think, well, before it started, somebody said you get 4th and you don't even have to bowl. You go, okay, all right, that's cool. But yeah, right now when you still have your eyes on the title, it's not so easy to take. But again, it's good to see her back out competing. And
she was entertaining all week, as she always is. She was joking around with us and joking around with spectators, and she's just always a fun person to be around. All right, so 161 for Tish Johnson. April has already secured the victory.
I'd try something big on this land. I'd move an arrow or something.
Yeah.
A different ball. I mean, try something completely illogical just to see.
Yeah, right.
Because you just never know. That apparently, your 2 or 3 board adjustments are not getting the job done right now. So
looks like she's going to switch to the same ball she's thrown on the left lane. So that's one difference.
Interesting. I think
That
it'll
looked
come
pretty
move
good.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. That did look good.
Well, she's going to be facing Lucy Sandelin coming up next on BowlTV. And Lucy, another comeback story of her own. She's diagnosed with breast cancer just right around the time COVID hit the world, and wasn't sure if she'd ever have a chance to bowl again competitively. And she's gone through months of chemo, mastectomy, surgery, and worked her way all the way back from using 8-pound bowling balls, and is now 2 matches away from winning the USBC Senior Queens for the 4th time in her career.
And I think that's I think there are 3 ladies that have won at 3. Nobody's won at 4. So she would be the first 4-time winner.
Pretty amazing. I'm not going to say her age either, but she's a little older than she was when she won her first. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's an incredible story. I don't know the people that have followed her at all on Facebook, because she made a lot of posts on Facebook about what she was going through, and I couldn't even imagine. I mean, so much more than even being able to go out and bowl again. I mean, am I even going to be here 3 years from now? I mean, it was pretty serious for a while. It was pretty scary. So
we will now bring over our 1 and 2 seeds, Miss Jodi Woessner and Miss Lucy Sandelin, for a few warm-up shots on the championship pair.
All right. Well, I've got some news about the giveaway, Ron. Apparently, we ran the giveaway twice back to back. So we gave away 2 bowling balls.
Oh, we did already?
In our last match. We're still going to give away one more, a Storm bowling ball, but it's going to happen before the title match. So congratulations to Gerald and Maria for winning our first 2 bowling balls.
So Maria gets her choice of a roto grip ball.
That's what we're gonna do. Yes.
Okay.
She's gonna get a roto grip ball, and Gerald's gonna get the 900 global. What do you think Maria should get out of the roto grip lineup?
Again, not knowing. I mean, I'm on roto grip national staff, so I'm pretty intimately familiar with their equipment. But the newest UC3. It's a Rubicon UC3. It's a urethane mixture, but again, I drilled that ball up and shot 808 my first block in league with that ball. And that ball blends patterns and anything I've seen in the last couple of years. So if you have, much of a rev rate at all, you don't need a lot, but the Rubicon UC3, it stands for Ultimate Concept.
Okay.
UC3, that ball is great. In fact, I just got one for my godson and gave it to him. He's just learning to bowl and he shot 248 with it.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
It's that ball is really good. I like that ball a lot. If you want something that's our strongest in the line, the Rotogrip Gem. That ball is really strong. Yeah. Brand new ball. I love that ball a lot. So
I just saw a Chris Prather video that where he talked about the Gem, and he makes every ball look good.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris throws the ball so good. We're proud to have him on our Rotogrip staff as well. But yeah, that ball looks really good. It's neat to have a ball that hooks that much but doesn't burn up. It's continuous through the pins, and it's easy enough. It's a nice weight combination that you can get it through the fronts, and it doesn't burn up, and it hooks a ton. So,
all right. Well, there you go, Maria. There are your options.
yeah, that would certainly be my recommendation. A couple of our newest on the line, but the UC3 or the Rotogrip Gem, either one. I think you'll do really well, and you'll be really happy with either one of them.
Okay. And as I mentioned, we'll have one more giveaway coming up before the title match, Storm Ball of Choice. But right now, we've got 2 players warming up. Jodi Woessner is our tournament leader. She'll be bowling in our next match after this one that with Lucy Sandelin and April, who just won that kind of shocking match against Tish Johnson. But Tish with a 4th place finish again. And she said she's going to bowl the rest of the year and bowl some international competition, which I know you've done as well with Team USA. So you've been teammates with Tish, yeah,
and Lucy several times. In fact, that's where I met Lucy in the late 80s, early 90s on Team USA and international travel. She was Lucy Giovinco at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what a fierce competitor for all the years that I've known her. And it's so great to see her back out there again. I mean, not just bowling well and competing at this level, but just to be here again and doing what she loves. This is her passion, no doubt. And it's so good to see her again.
But, yeah, go ahead, Ron.
No, I say Lucy's been Team USA so many times, and there's I can speak a little bit of experience. There's nothing better than competing with that USA jersey internationally, because you are the team that the world recognizes, and they come out and watch your practice session. You know, they want to know what are the USA bowlers doing, both the women and the men, and it just doesn't get any better than that. We're not bowling for any money, but you hang that gold medal around your neck, and that'll bring more tears to your eyes than any $10,000 check or whatever. So it's pretty neat stuff.
That's awesome. And I'm sure there's a lot of pressure too with that comes with that, and a lot of expectation, and a lot of that you're representing not just your teammates but the whole country that you're presumably very proud to represent.
Yeah, I mean the last Senior Worlds, it's kind of a funny story. It was Walter Ray, Parker, Bob Learn, and me. And it's like one of those questions, like, okay, here's 4 things, which one doesn't belong? Because those guys bowled on tour forever, and so I just got to live up to the standard that they expect of you, and that the world expects of you. It's just cool when you're able to do that, but you can count on your teammates, that it's not all up to you. You can count on those guys. So of course we have Walter and Parker both 3rd and 4th, and that's
pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So
it's pretty nice to know.
Yeah.
So what's next for you, Ron? What do you, as far as competition is concerned?
Well, I was gonna bowl the regional up in Grants Pass, but I was riding with a friend, and we had engine trouble as we were leaving Las Vegas, so I didn't get to make the regional last weekend. I'm still kicking around whether somehow I can make the senior tour, the PBA 50 tour starts mid-April in Florida, but travel, darn it, it's just gotten so expensive that it's just tough to make that work. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that swing, but so probably the next will be the tournaments in Texas or the tournaments here, Super Senior Classic and the Senior Masters, but that's not until June. So that's a ways down the way. So I just got to figure out ways to stay sharp until then, because I've had great success personally in the Super Senior Classic and the Senior Masters, and you get to shoe up against the best bowlers in the world, the senior players. That's as good as it gets. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess the engine trouble thing was better coming out of Vegas than it was in Eureka, right?
Yeah. It didn't happen in Beatty or someplace where we needed a 150-mile tow with pulling a 43-foot fifth wheel. So no, it worked out great. So, and we're off.
All right, Lucy Sandelin getting us started and leaves the 2-5.
And interesting, we were talking that most of the ladies have dropped down to 14 pounds, and Lucy is happy to be up to 14
right,
pounds
yeah.
now throwing. And she still says she's still throwing. Well, this probably she's going to throw her strike ball at this spare, but she has a 13-pound spare ball. So could she be interesting if she has double wood and she throws the 13 pounder? She has to make sure she doesn't miss it at the bottom because it'll deflect a little bit more. So
This one looks like the 5 pins moved just a touch, so got to be careful not to chop this one. All right.
that works.
I would guess there are a lot of nerves sometimes out of the waiting so long to bowl your match, and then the first frame you just want to get away clean. Right?
Yeah, I'm surprised that she opted to start the match again as the higher seed. It seems like a consensus now is: do you want your opponent to finish last, force them to double if they have to, or whatever? But maybe Lucy likes the right lane.
Well, April was not liking the right lane, and now she's made that ball change, and she's got a pretty good look at it, seems to me.
You have to be impressed with her demeanor. It's the same thing, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, she's just ambling along, making good decisions, making her spares.
I could almost guarantee if you asked her right now, it would be due to her Christian faith. It doesn't matter. So I have somebody looking out for me. I'm okay.
Good
See
shot.
if that gets there.
It did, man. Well, that's the one thing that's tough about, usually the consensus is if you're going up the step ladder, you've got a good read on the lanes, but Lucy and Jodi threw a bunch of shots there. And
yeah, I'm with you. I thought off her hand that was pretty good because that lane's a little tighter, but it sure didn't react that way, that shot.
so it could be that she's going to see a little bit of transition on that left lane now. Looks like she picked the ball up off the rack and maybe getting a little tape adjustment.
I think it's exactly what she's doing. She was playing with the tape quite a bit. She felt like that one didn't come off her hand quite right. That could be what happened there.
Let's see if Lucy can take advantage of the early open frame from April Lord-Wittig. Well, it's well inside a target. Well, if you're going to miss big, right?
Yeah. Another reason I don't watch my opponent. I don't want to know that just happened.
Yeah. Well, luckily, April was messing around. With
She was fixing the tape, Brad. She had no
she
idea.
knows
That'd be
Lucy
good,
threw a
right?
strike.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if Lucy can take advantage of that good break. Open up a 22-pin lead here in the third frame. Good break, just leaving the 4-7. All right, no trouble on the spare.
And Lucy said she threw her C300 speed most of the week, or her hammer web pearl. But she credited mostly she had a great cross in qualifying, and everybody worked really well together. And that's what got her into the match play. And then she succeeded from there to go all the way to the 1-2 match anyway.
Well, she's now got a pretty good look on the right lane. Let's see if there's an adjustment made on the left or if just the tape was all she needed to do. What would be your thought as to why she would need tape and why would that have caused her to go high on that left lane?
Well, I know for me, if I take a 4 or 5 minute break between, my thumb actually shrinks a little bit. So it's possible while she was waiting while Jodi and Lucy were throwing their matches, that it's possible that her thumb changed in size. Maybe she had to take some out or put some in, but she had somewhere between a 5 and 10 minute break while the girls were warming up.
And when your thumb shrinks, do you tend to throw it a little slower, miss it a little bit?
Yeah, it'll come out too early. It'll fall off, and then I'll miss it at the bottom. And it's a micro adjustment because you feel it doesn't feel that long, but you can feel it at the bottom. That you'll miss it just a little bit, or you'll see it in the result with a flat 10 or a 2-pin or something. So,
well, she didn't miss that one.
No, those were two really pretty strong shots. So whatever she did appeared to be the right adjustment. That was good for her.
James Campbell in the chat saying, Ron, you sound great on the broadcast. You might be.
I'll send him his check later.
Yeah. Suggesting you for future work.
Thanks, James.
Lucy Sandlin trips the 4 there in the 4th. And it's got a 2-pin lead. First really good shot she's thrown, I think, in 4 frames there.
Exactly.
That one's pretty good as well. Oh, rings a 10. Well, it looks like Lucy's got her feet under her now. Made a couple of good shots right there in the match.
She absolutely has the experience to draw from, but going through what she's gone through the last couple of years, and I tell you, your confidence can be so fragile that, am I back? Am I not back? It's a tough call, but physically she certainly looks strong enough. And I mean, I've watched her bowl for 30 years in this type of competition, and she doesn't look like she's lacking anything here. She's confident with what she's trying to do, and excited about the opportunity. So let's see what happens. It's just shaping up as a great match right here. This is good stuff.
April steps up here in the 5th frame and has not missed this lane this game. Can take the lead with 1 more strike. Oh! Seen her leave the 479, and that one starts to creep a little high, but trips the 4, and that's a turkey, and April has just taken the lead in the match.
And for the player, that's a confidence builder because that was in just a little bit, and I still got away with it. I got rewarded for it. So I don't have to be great. I can just be good. And if I can just be good, I can be good a lot. So speaking as from her, not talking about me, but I mean, that's the thought process, that this is good stuff. I like what I'm seeing. Again, you're thinking as a competitor, I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Wow, great shot there.
I think it just looks like there's a little bit more comfort there. She just thinks I just have to be, all I got to do is execute now. I don't have to do something magic. I don't have to create something. I like what I see. So that's a comfortable feeling.
And putting the pressure on Lucy Sandelin. Lucy hit the pocket each of her last 2 shots. Now, going to want to throw a couple of strikes to try to keep pace here. Tripped the 4 on this lane her last time up. Gets that one in and gets a good break. not leaving a split, almost gets a strike out of it. But probably happy just to leave a 6-pin on that
Yeah,
one.
she looked a little bit more deliberate on that, and that's what comes back to your confidence. Now I'm gonna have to try to manufacture something now instead of just relying on your experience and letting yourself make the shot. It looked a little bit more deliberate and a little bit more upright at the line. So it's so hard to make yourself make a good shot. So you try to create the environment where you can allow yourself to make a good shot.
No trouble on the spare. And when your opponent looks lined up and they're striking, that can put a lot of pressure on you to try to manufacture something, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ball change. And
Okay.
yeah, moved a little right.
At least you're going to plant the seed. It's not over yet. That's what for your opponent. It's not over yet. You still got to show up. So
yeah, there's still a lot of game left. April max score 268. Lucy still can shoot 239. So anything can happen.
I think I go a board left here if I'm April after the trip 4, even though it was, because I don't want to give anything back now. I can live with the flat 10. I can maybe carry a wall shot. Let's see if she throws a good shot here.
It's got to hook
That's
a
a little
lot.
right.
Wow. There's that OB we talked about. And as you open up the angles, as they start to hook, you bring that into play if you miss right.
Absolutely. And she might have been subconsciously thinking about the trip 4 on the last shot, 479 almost, and just wanted to make sure she trusted it. And a little bit right.
Yeah, and I think that's also why you said maybe move a little bit off this on this next shot, right?
Yeah, that's what I would do as a ball rep. I'd say you might want to go board left, and then they'd leave that, and I go, I probably talked you into that, didn't I? So yeah, and you feel bad, but got a chance. Oh, all right.
All right, we've got an all-new match now. With that open frame, Lucy Sandelin just trails by 2. Okay, up and at him and trips the 4. Now Lucy just made a ball change. Assume that she will make that same ball change on this right lane. And yep, she has. See if she can get another strike here and take the lead in the match for the first time since the 3rd frame.
Wow.
Yeah, she wanted it. Great ball change. All right, if she strikes here, April Lord-Wittig cannot shut her out. Oh, she hung up in that one a touch, and
You can tell by her smile.
yeah.
Yeah, wasn't my best physical effort. I love the results. But you see these players with experience, and that somehow they figure out a way. They will themselves to a victory. I mean, somehow they're like, again, it's not over yet, but they just figure it out.
Yeah.
And I just believe you don't get what you deserve, you get what you expect. And with that experience and her background, you expect success.
All right, big shot here for April Lord-Wittig. Still forced Lucy to double. And, oh, man. She's tripped the 4 a couple times, but she's also left that now twice. And almost a must make here. Oh, great shot.
No, you're right. She had to make that because Lucy doesn't even have to mark for 200. And it would have been 190 max if she doesn't make that. So,
yeah, so here's the situation. April Lord-Wittig can strike out in the 10th for 211. Lucy Sandelin currently on a 219 pace. So a double here would force Lucy to mark. It's pretty good. Oh. Well, that's pretty much going to do it, Ron.
yeah, as long as Lucy stays behind the foul line and keeps it on the lane, I like her chances of doing both of those things.
Bowled great. Just started to run into, look like some transition on that right lane and maybe missed the move there in the 7th and also the 9th. And Lucy Sandelin made a clutch ball change, right? I mean, she really didn't have a good look at all.
Yeah, and she got a huge break in the 8th to carry the wall shot and then turned it into a turkey. So
198 for April Lord-Wittig. Great week for her, 3rd place finish. Lucy just needs to keep it on the lane. Just good count. And that'll do it.
that'll do it. I guess that's how it should be, huh? The final 2, both for the title.
Yeah, no, that absolutely.
Yeah,
with
1-2 in the
with
in
the
the match
leader
play.
getting the chance to have 2 chances at it. So Lucy, let's see if she gets maybe a look at another ball here. I don't know what maybe she might want to have one more option going into this title match. All right, she pulls out one more victory, 218 to 198. Lucy Sandelin will move on to face Jodi Woessner for the 2022 USBC Senior Queens title.
All right, Bowlers fans, let's get a round of applause for our 3rd place finish.
And it's Jodi's first Senior Queens as well. She turned
We will now
old
switch
enough. I'm
over
not going to throw ages
to
out there, but
Miss
she turned
Miss
old
Jodi
enough
Woessner. She
last
will
year, but of
receive
course there was no
a
Senior
warm-up
Queens
shot
last year.
on the
So
championship
this is her
pair.
first one, and she's played well all week. I mean, if you look at her scores in match play in the bracket, I mean, I think she got out of the box with 740 something in her first three, and I mean, just 680 the next block. She had 670 the match against Lucy to be the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
So-
she bowled great all week. Qualified second. Sharon Powers, the only player to. Sharon Powers bowled great all week as well. She had a top 8 finish. But Jodi Woessner is going to be a handful for Lucy Sandelin, and Lucy's going to have to beat her twice. So Jodi going to get her practice shots now. And while we wait for that, we've got one more bowling ball giveaway, a Storm Ball of Choice. We're going to get that queued up here in a second. So if you're watching from home, be sure to take it out of full screen mode so that you can see the overlay pop up. And good luck on the giveaway. It's going to come up here in just a moment. Got some interesting stuff going on in the chat, Ron. A lot of people saying hi to you, saying you should have a full-time job here on BowlTV. I agree.
I think they're just being nice for the rookie on the broadcast. But yeah, everybody's gonna have to PM me, and I'll send you a check when we're all done. That'd be appreciate it. No, but this is good stuff. I love. I mean, if I ever get a chance to talk bowling or talk air traffic control, either one, I'm all about either one of those.
Yeah,
I was blessed to do that for 25 years, and
I'm sure you and
absolutely
Kirk and
love that
Mary have
job.
a bunch of
stories.
about air traffic control. Kirk and Mary Von Kruger just recently inducted into the PBA Hall of Fame, joining you, Ron Moore, as fellow Hall of Famers.
Yeah, they have a side door for the senior guys to get into the Hall of Fame, and I was able to sneak in the side door. So it was.
I don't know about that. That's a hard Hall of Fame to get into. And I'm sure if you would have maybe done something besides air traffic control and bowled instead, you might have gone in the front door as well.
Well, yeah, I've been so blessed beyond anything I ever reasonably expected out here. So anytime I have an opportunity to do something like this or watch the best ladies bowl, this is as good as it gets, and it's literally 20 minutes from home. So
yeah.
this is the place to be if I want to bowl. So I love it here, and I've been blessed beyond words. So it's pretty good stuff.
So you said you've watched quite a bit this week. What is your prediction for what do you think is going to happen here in the title match?
All the odds have to be with Jodi. She's played so well. Lucy literally is happy to be, I mean, not just bowling for the title, but happy to be here and be competitive in this environment. So, and again, they both have a great experience out here for years. I would have to think Jodi's ball motion, ball reaction looks a little bit better than what Lucy has, but Lucy has, I mean, the heart of a lion.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to say. She'll never back down. It's great to see her playing again at this level, but I have to believe again, she's got 2 chances at it. I would be surprised if it goes to the second game.
Yeah. Well, we will see. We're going to find out here in just a few moments. Jodi Woessner getting her practice shots. Going to get a look at a 10-pin here. We did see her miss a few single pins this week, and it almost cost her one of her matches. We did say, hey, that's something to watch for in the single game match, because you don't have 3 games in this situation. A single pin can cost you a 1-game match. So I think it's probably may get another run at a 10-pin here before after that one. But
it's tough to go 10-pin free on this pattern.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
it's again, it's just another tendency of this house. Most of the time, if the heads hold up, it's very high scoring because there's so much hold down lane. But again, with that much oil down lane, it's easy to 10-pin if your ball motion isn't quite right. So she seems to be able to play a little bit farther right than the other girls are playing. Ladies are playing.
Yeah.
So I think.
And she's kind of switching back and forth between that Wolverine and the Phase 4.
If I had to guess, I think she's going to go with this ball. She's going to go with the Wolverine.
And this one was a ball that she didn't really use much on the fresh early. She started her last match with it, the 1-2 match to determine the top seed, and it worked very well. But we are several games in here, and we're on the fire oil, which is a more hooking type oil. They are pretty well burned up at this point, although we did see her bowl on the burn a couple days ago, and she had no trouble navigating that. So I think she's got a lot of options.
So this is her phase 4, I think. Because I think she should put the Wolverine back down, and I think this is her phase 4.
And it just looks a little lazy when she gets it right. So, I mean, I would. I don't know if she has any. It doesn't look like she has any more practice shots, but I would have thought she might have tried, one ball further in the progression than the Wolverine, just to kind of see what that looks like too.
Looks like she might have another shot with the phase 4. We'll see how this works out. But for the Storm Ball giveaway, this is a good option as well, the phase 4 or the Nova.
Okay, yeah, we didn't get your recommendation on that.
Yeah. Yeah, the new Nova almost hooks as much as the Rotogrip Gem, but again, I lead Rotogrip, so
Yeah.
I love that ball. Probably of the two, I would pick the phase 4. It seems to be a little bit more versatile than the Nova. For me, for the Nova, it's a little bit too rolly, a little bit too early. But again, for people that if that's what you're looking for, I think it'd be great. A great option.
And then there were
Or
bowling fans, we made it this far to the championship match of the 2022 USBC Senior Queens. Now, the number 1 seed must lose twice in dual elimination format. Jodi comes in undefeated so far in match play. So, if she were to lose this first match, the athletes will bowl a second game to determine the winner. Now, bowling fans, let's give it up as we go into the championship match of the 2022 USBC Senior Queens.
All right, here we go.
yeah, Jodi has gone the more conventional route and have Lucy start the match. Jodi prefers to finish first, so.
That's a nice start. Looks like the phase 4 is going to be the choice here for Jodi.
So why am I not surprised that I'm wrong again on the ball choice?
I'm still a little surprised though. Well,
That shows what I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know.
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet right there.
Yeah, that looked pretty good.
And she's had a little bit of ability to, when this ball started to burn up a little bit, she could change her axis rotation just a touch to get it to go through the pins the right way. When nobody else was really able to do that, every time somebody else saw them burn up, they'd have to make a ball change. And it actually looks like she's going to go different ball in this lane.
Jodi is throwing 15. Interesting enough, she went down to 15 from 16 about 3 years ago. So
well, those were two pretty stout strikes.
So unredeemed. I was half right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go. There you go. But we have seen the lanes play a little bit different. Left lane playing a little tighter. And Jodi looks like she's got them pretty well figured out. So let's see if Lucy can keep pace here. Oh. Carries the Brooklyn. Just a little smile. That looks good. All right, just bit,
enough.
A little nervous there for a second, but Lucy cleans up the 10-pin. And now Jodi back on this right lane with the phase 4. Looking to take an early lead with one more strike. Wow. Yeah. She threw everything at the kitchen sink over there at the 7-pin, and nothing takes it out. So seeing Jodi miss a couple of these single pins this week, it's really kind of been her only Achilles heel.
Well, she throws plastic at it, so she's going to have to go right at it. Again, with all the oil down lane, it's easy to miss a little right, and the ball never picks up.
Well, doesn't get any closer than this through 3 frames. All tied up. Certainly looks like Jodi has the advantage in terms of ball reaction. Throwing it at 2 different bowling balls. Looked pretty good.
Yeah, it did. That looked real good.
Yeah, that was pure.
Yeah, it looks like one of the shots at the arrows. You just turn around and walk away because you know it's flush.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you ever do that?
Unfortunately, I do it too often.
Do you ever leave a solid 8?
Oh, I've done
I
everything.
feel like,
or 8, 10.
yeah, the bowling gods are paying you back from
they watch. They know. They know. So you may get rid of it. Maybe you do it like once a set or something, because the next time you're gonna, the bowling gods watch.
Well, okay. Carries another Brooklyn there. I'm not sure if she's just afraid to get the ball right on that lane and it won't hook. And
The next shot, I think, on that lane is going to decide this match for Lucy on the right lane. Without, I mean,
what do you think? It's a move, or you think it's just make a better shot?
I think it's make a better shot. She likes going up and at him, but she's just a little bit too deliberate on the left lane, and so. She's been flush on that lane every time. Yeah, so I really think this next shot on Lucy on 54 is or 52, I guess. Is clutch.
Well, they're definitely playing different in Jodi's mind. She's throwing 2 different bowling balls. And we've kind of seen that lane hook a little more all night long. See if Jodi can keep pace here with another good shot. She just slaps the 10 out. It's just been how it's been all week for her, where everybody else has just been having trouble with flat 10s. She's got that ball to just pop through the pins.
Again, as a competitor, that's exactly what you want to see. It tells me that my rev rate and my ball speed is matched up pretty good, and it's hitting the 6-pin exactly the way I want to see it. Again, I don't have to be great; I just have to be good,
Yeah.
and I'll carry. So,
All right, all even. Only thing Jodi's left is a blower 7 in the third on the right lane. Everything else is sent 10 straight back. That one's got to hook a little and shakes them up. All right, you said it, Ron. What does Lucy do here? Said this was going to be the key shot of the match. Two straight Brooklyns on this lane. Much better shot there. Oh, wow. Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say. What that didn't seem like it was rolling out or anything. It just kind of just bounced off the pocket.
yeah, we really didn't. I mean, the 2 shots that she threw in that lane before, we really didn't get a chance to see the ball motion, so we couldn't even tell if it was picking up in the right place because it was left off her hand. But I think that may have decided the match right there, because now.
Well, that was her best. That was her ace shot right
Yeah,
there.
it was her best shot on the right lane.
Yeah.
And now on that next lane again. Now what?
Yeah, I mean, if you can't even get
Yeah.
the 5 out when you're acing it,
Right.
That's you got to make some kind of adjustment. Another good shot there on the left lane. So yeah, she's not having any trouble getting the ball through the front, and it's saving energy and it's going through the pins the right way. But Jodi can really take it here with a couple more strikes. That was aced. Wow. Really good shot there from Jodi Woessner. And that 10-pin keeps Lucy in it. Lucy can still shoot 245. She's going to have to figure out a way to get a strike on that right lane.
Yeah.
And she's going to finish on that lane as well. But still not over. Seen Jodi miss a few of these and miss one in practice even. But looks like no trouble this time. So 258 is the max score for Jodi. She's On a 228 pace, Lucy can still shoot 245. So still a lot can happen. I gotta imagine if you're Jodi, you're just trying to keep in the moment, keep making good shots, keep the pressure on, right? There's really not much to figure out. She's dead lined
Yeah,
up.
no, she likes what she's seeing. And so again,
Another good shot there.
yeah, interesting. That's two half pocket hits on the left lane with that Wolverine, and they both carried very nicely. So
Well, this is it. This is probably the shot of the match here,
I
right?
agree. I mean, if Jodi's already at 220 pace, and if Lucy misses here, it's 220 max. So
It's time for your Sunday ball. Just go high flush. And that was it right there. You cannot throw it any better than that. Now she gets up on her good lane, and she can really put the pressure on Jodi.
I mean, it's all the more impressive if Lucy hadn't gone through what she had for the last 3 years. But to make that shot right there after all that is even more impressive. I mean,
yeah.
nothing but admiration for her fire and intensity and passion right here. This is as good as it gets.
It's amazing how great players can find a way to throw a strike on a lane that it doesn't look like it's possible.
I swear, they can will themselves to do it. That
Another
might
good
be
one
there.
And this match is not over yet. Lucy Sandelin still alive, possible 245. Jodi Woessner will have a chance to get up and shut her out.
I bet if you ask Lucy, that shot in the eighth is probably the best shot she's made in the last 3 years.
I'll bet. Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
Yeah.
It was great. That lane has not been easy for her. So if Jodi were to miss here, Lucy would have a chance to get up in the 10th and send this to another game. Jodi needs the next 2 strikes and 8 spare to lock up the title. It's got a hook. And Lucy's going to have a chance.
How cool is this game? How cool is this game?
That was a pretty awesome thing to see in the 8th frame there. And then, she didn't mess it up by missing her good lane.
Exactly.
All right, no trouble on the spare. So 238 possible for Jodi Woessner. That would force Lucy Sandelin to get a double and 4. Jodi's still leading in the match by 3 pins. But Lucy working on the strike in the 9th. Cannot be shut out. Good shot.
Yes.
8-pin was up for a second, but
the ball hit it.
Yeah, the ball said, no, don't even think about it, 8-pin. You're coming down with me.
Well, this one forces Lucy to double.
Yeah, and, it was one thing to throw the shot she threw in the 8th and get a strike there, but now she's going to have to do it 2 more times.
Yeah, if Jodi strikes here, Lucy needs 2. If she doesn't, she'll just need the first one. So
another good one there. Can't throw them much better than those 2. just basically continuing what she's done all week. Just great bowling. She's had a good ball reaction, but she's taken advantage of it, made good aggressive shots, made her spares.
Pretty gutsy for the title, though. 2 different balls.
Yeah.
You know, that's what
Yeah.
I see. That's what I think is my best. That's, again, your experience kicking in. This is my best bet to win right here. 2 different balls.
Another good shot there.
Yeah. All right.
Trips to 4. And let's see if Lucy can take this to one more game. Ron said a double and 4 will extend this match to a deciding 1-game affair for all the marbles. This lane has given Lucy trouble. She's hit the pocket on it the last 2 times. Does she have 2 more strikes left in her to push this to one more game? It's in a little and can't trip the 4. And Jodi Woessner is your 2022 Senior Queens champion. What a great match, though. Lucy Sandelin will be our runner-up. That was awfully close, Ron. Awfully
That was a
close.
great final match between the top 2. I mean, that again, how cool is this game? I mean, Jodi wins her first, Lucy going for her 4th. After the struggles she's been through, to be that competitive. Again, the heart of a champion right there. All right.
238 to 223, the final score. But Jodi Woessner is your 2022 USBC Senior Queens champion. She takes home the $8,000 top prize, the tiara, and the trophy.
What a match! What a way to finish! Congratulations to our 2022 USBC Senior Queens champion from Oregon, Ohio, Miss Jodi Woessner! And a huge round of applause for our second place finisher, Miss Lucy Sandelin. We will have our USBC Board of Director, Mr. Ron Moore, present our trophy. A few words from our Executive Director, Mr. Chad Murphy.
Hi, how's everybody? Congratulations. Hey, I just want to thank everybody for being here on behalf of USBC, our board of directors. Thank all the folks here at Gold Coast. Congratulate everybody here that competed tonight all week. And Ron will hand Jodi the trophy in this era, which I know she's excited about. In recognition of you as a 2022 USBC Senior Great.
Jodi getting some photos here.
Wow. It was a great week. I haven't been doing anything like this for a while, and it's not my first 2 years of being 50. So, due to COVID. But just an amazing weekend, and I'm just so proud about my focus and my lane play, and Lucy pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. Thank you. But great bowling to all the finalists. It's an amazing week. It's always good to be in Vegas.
Everybody that's tuning in to BowlTV, everybody that's here this week. I know there'll be some additional interviews, but just really appreciate it. We'll see you next year. Thank you.
All right.
So I didn't thank my sponsors, so I do definitely need to thank Storm, Vice, EFX, and I run 2 different bowling balls. Some of the matches I totally guessed, and all their equipment is amazing. So
Thanks again.
All right, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It's been a great privilege to bring you this coverage all week long. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to all of the winners, not just Jodi Woessner, but also our giveaway winners this week. Gave away 3 bowling balls tonight. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Rotogrip Storm and 900 Global, for all of their support, and Kegel, official lane maintenance supplier of the USBC, as well as the BPAA and USBC Board of Directors. And most of all, we'd like to thank you guys, the fans, for watching. We couldn't bring you this great coverage without your support, and hope you enjoyed it. And we will have more coverage coming up next weekend. We've got a couple of collegiate events. We've got the SWAC Championship. We've got the TNBA, Southern and Central Region events, Rodman's, and then the big USBC Masters coming up next weekend from this same location. Final major of the PBA Tour season coming up next week here on BowlTV. So see you all back here for that. In the meantime, we just want to say thank you one last time. And for Aaron Smith, the folks here at Gold Coast, our tournament staff, Rob Gottschall, Robin Graves, and Michaela Jones. Thank you for all your help this week, and we will see you soon here on BowlTV. Remember, on BowlTV, only Lucy.
My husband.